elated at seeing the amount of work being done by the Minister of FCT. I am much more even happy because he is from South-South. I think he's probably the first minister from South-South for FCT, and he's doing very well. But let me tell you one particular event that speaks volumes about his capacity. About 3 months ago, I was invited as the chairman to commission a health center in FCT, Caroline Medical Center. It's a kidney specialist hospital, newly built. But when I got there, the road was so bad. It's in the outskirts of FCT, behind Sun City. And I promised the hospital management that I would meet with the minister, which I did. The next day, I went to see him. There and then, he invited his team and asked them to go and do the scoping for the road. As we talk now, I can tell you that the work is ongoing on that road. So I wish we could have governors and ministers reacting to needs like this generally. That way,
thank you. Your time is off, Senator Orwell.
My name is Senator Abdul Ningi. I read through the leaders' debate, and I think without gainsaying, Wike, for whatever anybody will say about him, has actually revolutionized the project in FCT. We have seen past FCT ministers, especially the immediate past minister, and Wike has tremendously put across ideas and very prospective emergence of FCT as a leading city, not only in Africa, one of the leading cities in the world. I think what we need to do to encourage Wike is that after the city, he should be able to now take all his energies towards the other local government areas connecting FCT. I would like to encourage him to keep on doing what he's doing, but I would also like the committee to take sufficient time to oversight some of these things, because I have noticed some roads that are very, very good are still being added something. Maybe there's a reason for that, but we need to pay attention to the rural communities of FCT, which are actually in need of rural development. I think I encourage this thing to go for a second reading.
Thank you, Senator Ningi. Even though he is of the PD
senatorial district, the Minister of FCT or the FCT administration have rekindled what our former leaders, when Lagos as capital was transferred to Abuja, during that period, you will only see skyscrapers all around the FCT. We are not seeing that until now, under the able leadership of Yesim Wike. I believe 288 billion as a supplementary request is even too small. It's too little compared to the revenue package or revenue profiles that we have around the FCT. So I know that we are going to approve this, but I also want to draw the attention of the Senate that there is need for FCT administration to work towards improving the revenue profile of FCT. There are so many leakages, and if we are able to block those leakages, FCT will make more money and there will be more development of infrastructures within the federal capital city. However, Mr. President, our oversight functions need also to be looked into. We need to do a lot of oversight over all these projects. We need to do it. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Adams Oshomole. After you, Senator.
I rise to support and endorse into all the comments that have been made with regards to the laudable performance of the current leadership of the FCT, the Minister of FCT. I don't want to call his name because I think we shouldn't be dealing with persons. I think what it has shown is that we have a lot of former governors who still have energy. And when I see him doing what he's doing, I think he represents the body of former governors. And as for the last comment by Senator Sani, I think that is unnecessary with due respect to him. The essence of the Senate is to naturally oversight everything that is appropriated for. So we don't need the resolution to urge the Senate Committee on FCT that they need to oversight their function. After all, they are part and parcel of this process approving this supplementary budget. For me, the important thing is that every new revenue coming in is being rejected into infrastructure in the FCT. And this is not a request to borrow money. It's a request to spend what has been earned by the FCT. If we can run the country like that, we don't borrow, we don't rely on our local revenue, and we do as much as we see, I think people will be happy. And for those of us who have clear settlements for workers, all of those infrastructure going on in Abuja also create jobs in the Federal Capital Territory.
Thank you,
so
sir.
he is doing something that I believe in the long run, we turn the fortune of the people here from the vicious cycle to a virtuous cycle. So I commend the minister and I endorse that we take the second reading expeditiously, recommended by others. Thank you very much, sir.
Distinguished colleague, Adeola Solomon Olamilekan, representing Ogun West Senatorial District in the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. President, distinguished colleague, taking a cue from the submission of Senator Ningi, there's no doubt that what is currently happening in the FCT is quite outstanding, and it is highly commendable. Mr. President, I am in total support of this supplementary that the FCT is proposing. Mr. President, if you look at the document before us, you will observe that it is clear that there is a supplementary revenue of about 288 billion naira. And looking at the various developmental projects happening across the FCT, definitely there is bound to be additional revenue. And for the first time, we are having a true Federal Capital Territory. Asphalting is going on here and there, repairs and reconstruction of roads. And I want to say this, Mr. President, even in the national budget, we have to support FCT. We have to support FCT. In the national budget, this is the Federal Capital Territory. So in 2025, we are looking forward that we accommodate the Federal Capital Territory very well in the national budget, so that to support whatever effort being put in place by the Honorable Minister of FCT, eyes can see and we can witness all that is happening. So I'm in total support of this document, and that we should give it an expeditious passage so that the good work can continue. I so submit, Mr. President.
Wait for the FCT. My colleagues, I want us to be very, very sincere in a very humble manner. Each time I leave my house to come to office, and on returning, I will discover jobs and diversions of roads. We must honestly express our gratitude to this administration for the sensibility of the administration towards transforming our beloved Federal Capital Territory. I think we need to appreciate this administration in its totality. And we must also commend the administration of FCT for living by the vision of this administration of President Tinubu. I would also want us to know that just as my colleague has contributed, this job that is going on within
you have
FCT,
one second.
yes, sir, within FCT has reduced a lot of criminality because our unemployed youths are engaged. My prayer is that as beautiful as Abuja is being changed, the Ministry of Work should make deliberate effort to help every state to have free means of transportation, connectivity to Abuja, because Abuja has become a place that everybody needs to see. But it shouldn't be an island. So may we have all the states well connected to Abuja with good roads, so that the beauty of Abuja will be seen by all Nigerians. I support this.
Thank you, Senator Abbas. Have the floor. Thank you.
Right.
To speak, you can go to your seat after Nwoko you speak.
Mr.
Sorry, Your Excellency, the President of the Senate, very distinguished colleagues. I am Mr. Jibrin, representing the very good people of Kogi East. Your Excellency, first I want to commend the Minister of FCT for a job very well done. You've been able to generate revenues, and they want to apply the revenues judiciously to address the issues of the FCT. Your Excellency, a little bit of observation. Okay, there are possibilities of unforeseen circumstances at any particular point in time. So I'll urge the FCT to beef up its reserves for possible problems that may come up at a future point in time. When you have 288 and you are applying the entire 288, there is no provision for reserve. So going forward, there should be provision for sufficient reserves to meet up with unforeseen circumstances at any particular point in time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We now listen.
I represent the good people of Cross River North. I'll go straight to the point. Looking at this document, we all discovered that a proper needs assessment has been done. So as senators who also live in Abuja, we need this infrastructure for ourselves and others who live in Abuja. So we should go ahead and pass this budget. But by way of an appeal, please, the ruling party should give us more ministers because we are performers in PDP. Thank you.
I remain Allwell Onyeso. I represent Rivers East, the treasure base of the nation. And like you know, we are the reason for what you are talking about now. We nurtured, incubated, and lectured and tutored him. That is our trademark. And that if he continues to enjoy the type of support he's getting from the Senate, surprise, pleasant surprise, will remain the order of the day. So I want to thank everybody for the very wonderful support you have given to the Minister for FCT. He will continue to work for the interest of the country. And like my colleague from the PDP just said here, we would appeal that in view of the very wonderful performance of the minister from PDP, that more PDP persons should be considered for very important duties so that this country will go forward. Thank you very much. So on that note, I appeal to everybody to very expeditiously help in the passage of this bill.
Hello, okay, your time is off.
Sums of 8 billion naira only and 280 billion naira only, respectively. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the thrust of this bill is to consolidate the magnitude and scope of ongoing projects simultaneously within the city center and across the 6 area councils of the territory. The socio-economic impact is gratifying, and it's indeed a testament that Mr. President's renewed hope agenda is a promise made and a promise being fulfilled in quick succession. Mr. President, Mr. President, my highly respected colleagues, capital projects constitute the critical component of the FCT 2024 statutory appropriation with an expected significant impact on manpower and infrastructural development within the Federal Capital Territory. However, to realize the key FCT deliverables of the performance bond signed by the Honorable Minister of FCT with Mr. President at the inception of this administration, it is imperative to deliver on the following critical projects and programs that were inadvertently omitted in the FCT 2023 Statutory Appropriation Act and to meet up with the 30% requirement of Procurement Act. The details of the supplementary revenue and expenditure heads for the FCT 2024 Statutory Appropriation supplementary budget are itemized in the tables below. On table 1, Mr. President, we have the revenue sources of the supplementary budget proposal. And on the sum of 280 billion naira proposed for supplementary revenue is to augment the following priority areas of FCT 2024 statutory appropriation as detailed below. Distinguished colleagues are also invited to take note of Table 2, which deals with the augmentation proposal overhead costs, and that flows into the first half of page 3. On the second half of page 3 contains Table 3, which talks about the augmentation proposal on capital expenditure. And the details are also well enumerated, and the details continue up until page 7 of the table. The summary of 2024 supplementary budget proposal, therefore, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, is that we'll have a total revenue proposal in the sum of 288 billion naira, while the total expenditure being proposed is in the sum also of 288 billion naira. Mr. President, my highly respected colleagues, in the light of the foregoing, I humbly seek your support for the consideration and passage of the above proposal in the sum of 288 billion naira as a supplementary statutory appropriation to the 2024 Statutory Appropriation Act of the Federal Capital Territory Administration. Mr. President, I thank you as you coordinate the debate of the general principles of this bill by our colleagues so that the bill can be referred to the relevant committee. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Leader, for Chairman, Senate Committee, NDDC. You are disturbing Chairman, Senate Committee on
Take your seat.
Interior. You are disturbing him. A bill for an act to issue from the Federal Capital Territory Administration account the total sum of 288 billion naira only arising from the need to accommodate additional inflows from internally generated revenues, IGR, and other revenues in the sum of 8 billion only and 280 billion naira only, respectively, and for other related matters. 2024 SB 559, second reading taken. The bill is referred to the Committee on FCT and Committee on FCT Area Council to report back tomorrow. The Leader of Senate. Thank you very much for your contributions to this debate, and no one really say anything against this bill. It shows that the bill is popular and well accepted, considering the fact that the minister was able to garner money outside the normal revenue projection for the year. He went extra by getting more money into the coffers of the FCT administration. This is a welcome idea. It's something that we call on other agencies of government to take cue from this. We're not talking about lack of actualization of revenue projection. No. He has gone beyond that. He has gone beyond the projections, the revenue profile. He went outside there to garner this money. So if other agencies can do so, then we'll not be talking about lack of money in the country. So we urge all others to take cue from what the minister is doing by really moving in to muster money for the FCT. Even though the minister, Chairman Committee on Finance is saying that there are more potentials. Chairman, if you have any idea of more revenues to come into the coffers of FCT administration, the minister is somebody who has open door policy, somebody who is open-minded. You can reach out to him, tell him those potentials, tell him those leakages so that he can make more money, so that next time you bring supplementary appropriation of about 600 or billion or thereabout. So this is commendable, and we urge all other agencies and ministries to take you from what the minister has done. I'm more grateful to the efforts of the Honorable Minister. Those in favor that the bill be now read a second time, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The Clerk of the Senate.